Hi, in this video, I'll be going over CloudAz Control Center Application Authentication SAML IDP with Okta. CloudAz can integrate with any SAML 2.0 or OIDC-compliant identity provider. And in this video, I'll demonstrate it with an integration with Okta and perform a single sign-on. Keep in mind, this video is only for authentication into CloudAz, not an attribute enrollment. First, you'll need to have an Okta account ready. Go to Applications and Applications. Click on Create App Integration, SAML 2.0. Next, create our app name and our app logo. This app logo is for the Okta user only. I'll leave it as optional, and I'll name my app as Single Sign-On Demo. Click on Next. Paste in our destination URL. And you have to be careful about the ending has to be login client /name equal to SAML tool. Our audience URI. Go into advanced setting next. We'll leave these as the default as it is. Scroll down to SAML issuer ID. We'll paste this, which is exactly the same as the default one. Now let's add our attributes in order for Okta to talk to our CC. All these information will be covered in our admin guide. Specify to URI reference, another one. Set our value here so we know what it's talking about. And then our first name. Our email. Change the URI. Let's go to next. This is an internal app that I have created, so finish. Now I've created our application. Let's assign a user to it. I have just created myself as a user and I have assigned myself to this application. Now we just need an XML file. Let's go to sign on and view SAML setup instructions and open up this metadata and select them all, copy it and save them locally. You can copy it into a text file and turn it into an XML file. And I'll show the contents. It's the exact one that we just copied. Keep in mind, every time there's a configuration change on the Okta end, we must get the newest metadata file. Now, our CloudAz, you'll need an account with the system administration access and go to Applications, go to User Source, and click on Add User Source. Select SAML 2.0. Set the name to SAML Demo. And paste in our service provider entity ID, which is the equivalent of audience restriction on Okta. Upload the login image we want to display. And then our metadata. Remember to always get the latest one. Select the password protected transport. Select the SHA-256, which should be matched with the Okta. Select SHA-256 here as well. The signature algorithm is the hashing algorithm for digital signing. For example, RSA with its SHA-256 is more secure than SHA-1 due to the greater number of bits, and the signature reference is the digest method of the algorithm. Just make sure these settings are matched with your Okta setting. Put in your principal attribute ID. This is up to you, but I'm going to use edu person principal name. Just to be aware, the principal attribute ID has to have a unique value. And later on, the attributes with the unique value's friendly name has to match with the principal attribute ID we set here. This step is crucial as it will help us to identify the subject. And we have some additional options up to your own preferences. If I enable the forced authentication, the identity provider must authenticate the user directly rather than relying on a previous security context. If passive is true, the identity provider and the user agent will not be interrupting or interacting with the user. If I turn on the sign assertion, assertion cipher will be signed using a private key. If I enable the sign response, the identity provider sign response before redirect to service provider. Disable all signature validation will disable the signature validations, and the signed service provider will generate service provider metadata that will be signed using the service provider's private key. If I enable the username qualifier, the identifier can be defined by both a claimer and a specific dependent party or group. The allow name ID policy creation will allow the identity provider to create a new identifier to represent the principal. The sign authentication request will allow the messages to be signed. I will not set up anything over here. Let's scroll down to the user attributes. This should be matched with the previous Okta attributes that we set up. Now click on add new attributes. Change required to yes. Set up our name and our friendly name. I will name the friendly name as the edu person principal name. Since this value is our unique identifier, so this has to be matched with our principal attribute ID, our name format, and map to username. Click on save. These attributes we're mapping are the same attributes that we set up earlier on Okta. And since I set the edu person principal name as my principal attribute ID, so this username has to be unique. Add a new one. And we just mapped our username, last name, and first name. And click on save. And back to our user source page, and we can see we successfully added the SAML demo one. Next, go to System under Configuration and turn on the Advanced Configurations, and then go to Security. Scroll down, and we should be able to see the cores. Because we want our Okta to be communicating with our control center, so let's go back to our Okta, copy the URL, paste it here, click on Save. And one more step I need to do is to restart my control center service. Every time we add a new user source, we have to restart the control center for it to recognize it. Our last step is to set up the corresponding access control policy for the new accounts. If you're interested on how to set up access control policies, please check our access control policy video. We will attach a link in the description. After we restart our services, on our control center login page, we have alternative login options with the icon we previously uploaded, signing with Okta. And we signed in through our Okta account. With this, we conclude our video on single sign-on with the SAML 2.0. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the NextLabs channel, and stay tuned for more CloudAz future videos.